welcome back to The Point of View. It's great to be back for another episode. I think this is going to be our third episode.
Yes.
Our third episode. This is surreal. I'm so this is great. I feel like this is great, guys. If you've been noticing, we haven't been posting every week. So our podcast shows come out every 2 weeks. So we do things bi-weekly for now until further notice. But we're back and we're excited for this topic because it's a conversation that we've already started, and we're just gonna continue with it on the subject of failure and success. And if you can look back on my IG, you kind of can hear it out. The first conversation we started, and we're gonna continue with it. But before we continue, as you know, we like to have a quote of the day, and our quote of the day reads, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts."
I love this.
Winston Churchill.
I love this. What's going on, guys? Man, that's a beautiful quote. I think I'm gonna probably put this on a canvas. Yeah.
I think we definitely should.
I love this a lot. The courage to continue. That's beautiful.
And it brings me back to this to the fact that you kind of your quote, I should say now, it was that failure does not exist.
Success and failure, though.
Well, success and failure doesn't exist, and
they don't exist.
It kind of started a little juicy conversation because some people can agree and some people can disagree.
Right.
But I want you to kind of elaborate on what exactly you were trying to say by success and failure not existing.
So, the way I really view success and failures are interchangeable because I think it comes down to your perspective on what it is that you're looking at. And I'll probably use a couple examples to portray my train of thought a little bit better for you guys. Let's say, for example, I wake up today with $1 million in the bank, right?
Mm-hmm.
I may be viewed upon as being successful, but if the next day, I get in trouble for that same money and I lose it, then I don't have any of that money. Where is all that success? Because my success was attached to the amount of money that I had in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
And so I no longer have that. So can I be deemed to be successful? Not anymore. It's the same way the day I didn't have the money, maybe I was looked at as a failure. And the day I have the money, then am I successful really? So to me, life continues, life goes on. And we have those pit stops that can be really a completion of a project, a completion of a time frame that you can call successful or unsuccessful. So that's what we call success and failure. But those aren't the destination. It's just a pit stop. So meaning I can fail the day by not accomplishing what I needed to accomplish. But I am not a failure because as long as I still wake up tomorrow, I have the chance, I have the opportunity to pretty much erase whatever happened yesterday.
Okay, so then by that, would you mean that then if you don't continue and continue to get that approach that you're looking for, the result that you're looking for,
yes,
then does that become failure in a way?
Because you stop.
So that means in that case, then, would you say that success and failure is based on the journey not being accomplished, or based on your goal not being accomplished?
The only thing you fail to do is to continue. The only thing you fail to do is to give yourself a chance of, attaining a different result. That's the only thing you failed to do. But you didn't really fail overall because, again, as long as you continue in life, you're gonna, you will have positive and negative outcomes.
Right.
But I guess where I'm going
so then
with
you
that,
would call that negative and positive outcomes and not necessarily success and failure.
Yes, but again, Yeah, I love that I call it like that actually because it brings me back to my days of physics and chemistry.
Uh,
Um, in life, we see negative as being bad and
right.
positive as being good, but in electricity,
We need,
you need both,
yeah,
right? They both play a separate role, and they both are just as powerful.
right.
And so, a negative charge is not a bad
Bad
thing, or a
necessarily.
positive charge is not a bad thing. And so, that's the thing. In your is in your negative out in the negative outcome,
Uh,
it's so much that you can learn that is just as important, and sometimes even more important
right.
than the enjoyment of a positive outcome.
So then, would you say then because success is so much and failure is so much subjective, and the negative connotation failure comes
Mhm.
with, that's why you're not making it in something that exists, because
Exactly.
when people hear failure, to them it's like so negative
Yes.
that, oh, okay, well, I guess I failed because I didn't accomplish this, or
Yeah.
I guess I failed because I didn't,
Yeah.
graduate by that time, or things like that. So
Mhm.
maybe if you pretty much take, to me, I don't know if I want to rephrase the words, but my understanding of what you're saying is that if we remove those train of thoughts of trying to compare what you accomplish as the journey, instead of focusing on the journey to achieve something, or understanding the lesson from, I guess, that experience,
Mhm.
then we can kind of remove the negative connotation when it comes to failure and just take it as a negative outcome that is important for a life lesson. I don't know.
Yes, and I want to grab that word there. When you say achieving, attaining something, you may not achieve the goal that you set forth, but you achieve something.
Hmm.
So my thing is that instead of looking down upon yourself, instead of feeling bad for yourself,
Right.
asking yourself why didn't I, achieve this and that goal, establish, okay, I did not achieve this goal. What you can do is establish that, okay, I didn't achieve this goal. What is it that I did achieve? What is it that I can learn from that experience? That's the one thing you can do, and that's very important, is to always walk away from your experience with something. Again, whether your outcome was positive or negative, tomorrow is a new day.
Yeah.
And none of that positive or negative outcome matters. Maybe a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but really everything that happened yesterday can be erased tomorrow. And so at the end of the day, no amount of positive or negative outcomes matters. It's always about what's next.
Nice. I love how you're putting that. But now I do know that for some of us who might struggle a little bit with that concept, what if someone had a goal? Okay, they had a specific goal they wanted to achieve, but they kept, I guess we're gonna say, failing at it because they kind of like didn't achieve that goal, right?
Mhm.
And they tried different ways to go about it, but they didn't attain that goal,
Mhm.
at least yet.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
And how do they move on and stay motivated to continue? Because now I'm just gonna put that together with another question, because it kind of correlates, where because they haven't reached that goal yet for that period of time, they might feel like, well, maybe it wasn't meant to be. Where people say, well, if it's meant to be, it's gonna happen, right? But
Right.
how do you kind of like keep yourself motivated towards that goal that you want to achieve
That's a
without
beautiful
feeling like
question.
I'm a failure, or maybe I wasn't meant to achieve that
That's
goal?
that's a beautiful question, and it's one that I I face quite often, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
because
Like most of us do.
I'm a go getter, and so I do a lot of things that I have no business doing, and so I find myself I really do like.
I like how you put it. Like you have no business doing it. Like, come on.
I know because based on your background, it's like, come on, man, that's a little too much. That's
No,
pushing it a little
I
too
think what it
far.
is
But
that you
it's
like challenges.
I do,
It's
I
not like you
do.
don't have
I enjoy every bit of it. But what I'm saying is that that's a funny way of putting it,
You just
because
love
that's what I tell
challenges.
myself. I'm like, you have no business doing this, but you know you're gonna do it anyway.
Uh-huh.
But to get back on track, But but seriously, that's why I put it that way, because I do face that a lot where I'm questioning myself. I'm like, you clearly had no business doing this because you have no idea what you're doing right now. Is this enough? Are you even supposed to be doing this? So I do question myself a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I self doubt deal with that a lot. So that's a beautiful question. Well, I think we mentioned that a little bit on what the previous episode,
Mm-hmm.
when we encourage people to really have conversation with themselves. So
Themselves, yeah.
every experiment that you go through in life, you have to sit down and kind of go through it and review it and take the lessons from it. And so if you keep hitting a negative outcome, then is what is it that you're actually doing? You have to be able to ask yourself that, because it may be it's so many reasons why you may be get into a negative outcome. Let's say because I'll take a few examples to kind of paint my thought a little bit better here. If I want to lose 30 pounds,
Mm-hmm.
God knows I can afford to do that.
I'm glad you pointed that out. I'm glad you pointed that out because Lord knows, Lord knows he cannot afford
Trust me, guys, I
to lose any
cannot
more
afford
pounds.
to do that.
Not I'm
But-
saying you need to gain any, but you just can't.
Yeah, no, yes,
lose
that
anymore.
we can definitely agree on that. But anyway, if let's say I need to lose 30 pounds, right? And I speak to a trainer, and they're like, well, based on your body shape, your metabolism, your nutrition, and all of that, we can get you losing 30 pounds in 10 days. If I get to 10 days and I've only lost 3 pounds, I am what? 27 pounds away from 30. In 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I'm at 10 pounds. I'm still at 20 pounds and over 20 days past my goal. So what's happening there? Is that a negative outcome? Should I continue? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In that experience, it's like, well, it's taking me a lot longer.
But that is not a
But
negative
this
outcome. You're
because
still getting
somewhat
results.
exactly. You see what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
but again, you can only get to that point by really sitting down and reviewing your experience and understanding exactly what's going on. Because if you don't put things in perspective, they will drive you crazy. You will always think of the most negative thing possible. But you have to think, you have to be able to sit down and be able to allow yourself to rationalize things in a logical sense, so that you can understand exactly what's going on, so you can put things in perspective. Otherwise, you're gonna run into issues where things hit you pretty hard because you don't even understand exactly what's happening around you. And that's a way where you can be like, no, what? Hey, you getting result,
Yeah.
know? But if I go to, again, we're gonna use my weight as a joke. If I go to try out for boxing and they're like, well, GV, you probably need to gain about 100 pounds, right?
Right.
And I start working out, I start eating a lot, and I'm getting a little bit, but not as fast as I needed to, or not nowhere near this. Same thing. Let's say I needed to get to 250, right? So that would put me about, like, I'm not gonna give my real weight, but let's say over 100 pounds away from 250, right? And within 3 months, I'm still like maybe like needing still over 100 pounds.
Yeah.
I need to ask myself a few questions. Do I need to do the same thing that I needed to do when I needed to lose 30 pounds, which is, hey, you're getting results, just continue?
Right.
Or do I need to look at myself like, sir, your frame size probably is not going to allow you to get to 250 without causing serious health issues?
Yeah.
So you see what I'm saying? Then it's
Right.
like, is not necessarily a negative outcome.
Okay, let me stop you right there with the negative outcome.
Right.
What I know it might confuse a little some people, because now it's like you're telling them, okay, it's a negative outcome because I didn't accomplish my goal. So how is it not a negative outcome? Because obviously I didn't accomplish it. So
Well, I mean, so I guess I'll clarify that. What it is like, for instance, me talking about my weight, like I know exactly what I'm talking about. Like I know my body type. I know, what the goal weight for me is. So I get this information and I can understand exactly what I'm working with. And I know we spoke about that last episode when we encourage people to really, know themselves. And so again, I am not telling people that you are limited. In that sense, what I'm saying is that you have to make smart decision.
right.
And so going through an experience, you have to learn and use that information to make your next decision. What I'm saying is that, and again, let me clarify this. One thing I'm not gonna do is sell you guys on this idea that you can be whatever and become whatever. We stress this launching the podcast. If you listen to a teaser episode and the commercials and stuff, it says to become the best version of yourself.
That's
so
right.
really, it's about maximizing what you have, and it's
Your
actually
potential.
focusing on maximizing your potential and reaching new heights and all of that.
Yeah.
But really, think about this. If I go to med school and I keep hitting a wall, then where I can no longer become a doctor.
Right.
But if I step back and I think about this wealth of information that I've been studying, preparing for tests and all of that stuff, could I take that information and become a really good teacher?
Yeah.
Could I take that information and become a good researcher?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Perfect.
So maybe I wasn't meant to be a doctor. Maybe I don't learn the way that other people learn to be able to assimilate all that information and use it in a test environment to score a certain grade. Because all of that comes and plays into becoming a doctor,
right.
But it doesn't mean I'm dumb or anything like that. Maybe I could use that wealth of information to do something else.
Wow.
And so at the end of the day, again, different experience, different approach. One required me to really push forward and keep pushing and stay the course.
Yeah.
The other one required me to take a step back and analyze exactly what it is that I'm working with and what I can do next.
Beautifully said. I love that you kind of gave both examples. And I think a part of that also, it's necessary for us who are, I guess we can say Christians or believers. It kind of forces us to kind of like ask God, what is our gift? A part of that is knowing your gifts and knowing what you're really good at in ways so that when you are forced to kind of become something else, or when you feel discouraged about something that's not going on, then you can use that and take it as an example to kind of learn and grow, and then you can apply it to the gift that you actually have.
Yes.
And I think you couldn't have said that any better. And I believe that we always have a challenge of the week, since we're not doing the day like every single day. We're doing challenge of the week. And with this beautiful topic that we just shared, what do you think our challenge of the week should be?
For the challenge of the week, I want you guys to actually think about the last experience that you can I guess identify as a failure, whether it's something current or something that happened in the past, and go through it again and identify the various lessons that you can learn from that, right, and take that with you and pretty much use this technique moving forward on everything that you do, whether you I guess you attain a positive or negative outcome. Learn to go through your experiences and kind of identify the very various lessons that you can carry moving forward.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much, JV. I think this was a beautiful topic. I think we might have part 2 of this because we do have a special guest that I want to bring on board to kind of give more about this.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll let you know. We'll keep you posted. But like he said, the challenge of the week, go ahead and share it with us. We do share quote of the day, challenge of the week on our social media pages. So if you would kindly follow us, keep up with us on Apple Podcasts,
Spotify,
what else?
Overcast. I'm pretty much everywhere there is every podcast platform. carries the Point of View podcast. I promise. And we are even on YouTube and Facebook
Yes.
and Instagram, IGTV as well.
Yeah, so go ahead and put at Point of View podcast and you'll find us.
And one more thing.
Yes.
pointofviewpodcast.com is a website. And we have shop.pointofviewpodcast.com. That's gonna be up because my beautiful hoodie here is gonna be on there.
It says Point of View and it says be you,
love you always. It's beautiful message.
Yes, beautiful.
Great quality, by the way.
Great quality. So, I feel so warm.
Yeah. So these are gonna be available on shop.pointofviewpodcast.com.
Flex.
And make sure you subscribe though. Make sure you subscribe on the YouTube, IGTV, Facebook, any of the podcast platforms because I have some giveaways coming up and maybe you'll be able to score one of these.
Who likes free stuff? Who likes free stuff? I know I do.
Yep. Me too.
But nothing in life is free, sadly. But yes, it comes with our love. This is the price you'll have to pay, us loving you. Until next time, guys, thank you for listening to Point of View podcast. And this was us bringing us the conversation for today.
Absolutely. This is GV signing out. And I'm encouraging you guys to share this with a friend. Well, and let's build this community. And I'm looking forward to the next topic. Again, it's going to be interesting as always. And it's going to be informative. Like something that you can listen in the car, at work, wherever, on your own, at the gym. Let's build this community. So share this with whomever, family, friends, get them on the Point of View. And
we also want to say thank you to our subscribers who are already listening and sharing their comments with us and their review. We really appreciate you. And this is for us. And this is just, something we want to give back. And
one more thing. Totally forgot. If you have a question or a topic, definitely drop that in the comment for us.
That's right.
Yeah, we would love your input as much as possible because this is a platform for you guys, by the way. So yes, we forgot to mention that. So if you have a topic that you want us to kind of touch on, definitely drop that in the comment.
Very important. We'll talk about anything. All right, guys. Once again, it was Zobel and GV, and we're signing out. Until next time.
Ciao, ciao.